money. Bobby Firmino. But we sold. My voice is breaking during this.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first ITK soccer show of 2018. We obviously had a long Christmas break, very long Christmas break, but thankfully there wasn't that much football that we didn't get to talk about.
Nah, not much happened really, did it?
No.
I got overwhelmed by the amount of match of the day that was recorded on my...
I had the series link of it. And
yes.
Like, I don't think I watched like one full episode. I think I watched like the big match of everything. It was like Stoke, West Brom, all them teams can wait.
You're gonna go back and watch highlights of Stoke West Brom.
Well, like, do you remember we were in Barcelona that time and like I'll catch up a match today. And there's me lying in bed with a hangover, and you're like up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing watching Middlesbrough against Stoke? It's the worst match ever. It's like,
could be a great match.
I was coming home after festive nights out, and I was looking through how many match days I had. And I was like, oh, great match today! Like, I've got my takeaway from the night out. Here we go. And I would realize like 20 minutes in, this is literally 2 match weeks ago, and there was highlights I still hadn't seen.
You can't, once you miss a match today, you can't go back and watch it.
Or trying to watch the FA Cup match of the day where they had 25 games on last Saturday.
Oh.
Luckily,
and they put the B panel on as well.
Luckily for our listeners, we're going to go back to the very beginning and go through all the matches. So it started off at the Emirates with Liverpool 3, Arsenal 3. And I'll tell you what, that Liverpool front four, once they get going, they are going to be some serious business.
Okay, so we'll start with that. So it's one of those weird things where it's kind of like, I don't know what to equate it to, but you knew it was coming. And I think most of us thought it'd be summer.
Because Nike announced it on New Year's Day.
Nike announced on New Year's Day, which was a bit of a red herring. Within a few days, it had just happened. And I just had a tremendous sense of loss and dread. And even though I knew it was coming, I just didn't think it would be January.
As a neutral, to be honest, it took me by surprise, but like...
It was a little surprising.
But like... It was going to happen eventually. Like,
yeah, but I think...
And I don't think it's the worst sell. I think Suarez was definitely a bigger deal than this one. I think Suarez was a better player, first of all, when he left. Number 2, the money you're getting is huge.
That doesn't mean much for Liverpool.
Number 3, it's like, I still think you've got still a decent team. I think when you took Suarez out of that 13-14 team, I think, you had Gerrard with everything, all his last effort in to win that league. Sturgeon was crocked. Sterling was still a kid. Like, Coutinho, like, he was still young. He'd been very green at the time. So it's kind of like when Suarez was gone, and then you saw the replacements been coming in. It just, you could see it all tumbling down. It's how Liverpool react to it this time. But I think, it's not the worst deal in the world. The second most expensive player, you've already bought Van Dijk. There are players you can buy there. I still think you'll have enough for top 4, the way Arsenal are going. I think Spurs are very consistent.
Yeah,
but they're not playing well, Spurs. Spurs were very lucky against Swansea.
Everton under Big Sam, turning a corner. I am talking into a mic. This happens so often to Liverpool that I'm completely used to it now.
You're going to say it happens so often you don't talk into a mic?
It does happen so often. Like McManaman went to Madrid, then Owen went to Madrid, and then Gerrard said he was leaving to Chelsea the year after, and then Torres to Chelsea. That hurt.
Yeah, real bad.
But that was a worse.
And then Suarez hurt because he was probably the best player in my life.
No, Dan, I disagree about the Torres one hurting, because within 6 months we had Louis in, and Suarez was crocked when he left.
No,
Phil is like
they arrived
hitting.
The same day.
They arrived the same day. Excuse me. So it was a great replacement.
Well, your replacement was actually Andy Carroll.
Yeah, yes, but you know what I'm saying. Like, Phil at least was hitting an apex, and the one thing about this season is, like, Liverpool are not going to win the Champions League. We're probably not going to win the FA Cup.
I don't think it's beyond the realms possibility you could win the Champions League. I still think you could outscore a team.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
go
back.
I mean? And that's not a good thing to say that. But I think you could outscore someone.
You know that the chances are more unlikely than likely.
Yeah.
And so, what do we have to really, quote unquote, keep the momentum up with? Well, it was, regaining top 4 like we did, being consistent, doing an Arsenal. And I really don't think. I think he was the key to it. And I think the people were very upset is because you wanted 1 year of this whole Fab Four. You wanted one whole year of it because you knew it was coming in the summer and would give Liverpool more time to plan, so on and so forth. I think him going in January was just... It is a blow, because you have to remember, the great thing about the Fab Four wasn't essentially them playing together. It was that when one lad was out, Phil could go on the wing,
side, yeah.
or like Bobby could drop back in, or anything like that. But now we've got a situation where if one of the three get injured, and you've gone from 4 to 2, I don't see us getting top 4.
How much money do you think Nike have lost in the last 6 months that they paid all the money they did to get him?
Well,
because
Nike have always had a relation with the Brazilian players and Barcelona.
Yeah,
if you look back to Ronaldo in '96, Romario was there first, then Ronaldo. You look at the way it's gone. They just want the Brazilian. Rivaldo got it. Ronaldinho got it. I know Messi is ironically Adidas, but Barca never going to get rid of him.
Do you want to clarify what you mean about the Nike deal?
They're mad for
Nike paid most of the money because Barcelona don't have it.
Didn't Coutinho pay 10 million or something?
No, he lost out on 10 million that he had, for signing now. He was going to get...
Okay, well, the way it was written was like that he put his hand in his own pocket.
Yeah, but there's a lot of clickbait articles.
Another thing, Dan, and look, you can't, especially if you're a club like Liverpool and you're a B club, or B plus at best, you can't ever, stick your nose up at the second biggest transfer fee of all time.
No.
But much like the kind of Sterling thing, especially look at him this year, I do feel bad when we lose our biggest players, no matter how big the cost is, because I just don't trust Liverpool to adequately replace him.
Well, Klopp has never had a chance to replace anything that's been lost, right? So Klopp, I remember you were going Sterling's leaving for 50 million. This
hold
is terrible.
on, Dan. You have to remember Klopp never bought big names. Klopp was always the genius of buying cheaper players.
He's let's
just wait a sec, right? They knew this Coutinho bid was coming last summer, right? I don't know what the bid was. It was 120 million in the summer. So you actually, I think you made 20 million more in January, yeah?
Well, a lot of this is, you have to remember, a lot of the 140 million, the difference that you're talking about between the summer bid and this bid are these wacky add-ons, which aren't guaranteed.
The add-ons, it was released there, they're not too mad. It's
not too mad?
Barcelona have to, win the Champions League is one, but have to qualify for the Champions League, have to win the league, have to get to the knockout stages of the Champions League next season. It's... Okay.
So,
it's not has to win the Ballon d'Or.
I'm just saying, though, there's no way in hell, Jurgen Klopp, I know John maybe a bit different. I know you're a big fan, but we all know that he's not going to sit there and not have any plans. He knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Personally, I think he should just sold him in the summer. It's like the Sanchez thing. What's the point of keeping him for 6 months? Just get rid of him, get your replacement in.
Well, he's been very crucial for us this year.
Well, I think Salah's been more...
Well, Salah, yeah,
Coutinho didn't play for the first few months.
I know, but when he has played, he has been good.
He has been good. But I'm just saying, I guarantee you, the club and Klopp definitely have plans. There is no way.
You will admit that he does have a track record.
Because the Suarez thing, he signed a contract. Maybe they knew deep down he might go.
Yeah.
The biting incident in Chiellini at the World Cup forced their hand. Jared's if you ask him any time, he knew he was gone.
Yeah.
So they bought badly that time. Sterling. They brought in Benteke. They brought in Firmino was kind of a big replacement for him. Look at his success he is. We're just talking about him, how great the Fab Four are.
Yeah, but
so I'm just saying and that wasn't even Klopp.
This is my point.
Klopp is a big draw to that club, and I wouldn't. I think.
Do you not think Liverpool have already spent the money though?
They spent half of it.
They did just spend. No, they spent 75 million on Van Dijk, and they spent 50
million on
plus on Keita.
Let's just parlay here because we can talk about the benefits or how good Klopp is at buying when he does buy, because right now he has never bought big, but that was when he was in a league where there was only
he never had the budget to.
But what I mean is, he's never bought a big attacker for big money.
His two big signings for Liverpool have been Mane and Salah.
Yeah. But they're not.
But they've been big signings.
35 million in today's standards is not Leicester bought Somani for 24. So that's the barometer is a bit different.
It was big until 6 months ago.
Exactly, 35, 40 million.
Okay, I'll give you Salah.
A year ago, was 18 months ago, he bought Mane, and everyone's like, "Ooh, 30 million, 35 million for Mane." Okay, let's see how that goes.
Okay,
and he was out. He's been out. Not maybe this year hasn't hit the form last season.
Okay, I'll take those 2 points. No, he's still very important. No, you're right. He's right.
A big draw,
so
and he'll get it right.
Okay, so. They're 2 good points. Let me ask you this real quick before we get off Liverpool. Naby Keita, it came out today that if Liverpool pay in advance, or not in advance, sorry, but if they pay an extra 15, that Leipzig are open to bringing him in. Now, obviously, he's not a like-for-like replacement. If that happens, I think it's great, because what you do is you get 6 months of Keita before Chan goes. By the way, Chan's going to Juventus. So you get 6 months of Keita before Chan goes, rather than Keita only having a pre-season to fill in the boot. So that's a positive. We can all agree on that. Do you see them buying an adequate replacement for Phil before January ends?
No.
I don't think so, because I don't know if the player they want is ready. But like, I think we've been talking to this before last week. You know, the Mahrez thing, I definitely have a pop at him.
Well, they unequivocally told everybody on the trip that it's not happening. They've no interest. Because they do want somebody to play.
If you need a short...
Do you not think they'll do that after the Van Dijk debacle?
No, I think they want somebody who is a number 10. I don't think they want a winger. I think that's a lot of it. And they want somebody who's got a little bit more time to develop. That's my guess.
Mahrez would get better with better players.
I understand Mahrez. Here's the thing,
right?
You
know what I mean? Like, he's not shit. Like,
what
Mahrez playing with better players. He's playing with Albrighton, and
he's not a bad option. He's won the league. He's got
experience.
Like
Can I ask you this though?
Great,
what Liverpool have lost here in Phil is somebody who can actually score thunder bastards, which we don't have, which open up games that, like a lot of teams, last year more so than this year, but a lot of teams, especially in the Champions League, when they're away from home, will drop back. And even with the 3 attackers we have, it'll be very hard to break them down. Phil's ability to score from long range and free kicks was something that unlocked a lot of games this year for us. They've got nobody who can do either. So
but you're not just going to have that replacement.
We might play someone that covers the left back more than he did, or puts Phil is very hit and miss.
Coutinho,
he's not the world player that Suarez was.
Coutinho is like the way he's going to be played at Barcelona. They probably see him as an Iniesta replacement. He has to work very, very hard to learn that side of the game. I think he could do it.
I think he'd be more Rakitic, but to your point.
Well, he's not going to be. He's a guy they want to kind of control and glide past midfielders and defenders, and just the way he can play. But he needs to learn the defense part of the game as well, because if he's in a tree in midfield, Barcelona plays so open. More open than Liverpool.
So let me ask you this, right?
So
he was playing as number 10 when everyone was fit, right? When the Fab Four were fit, he was in behind Firmino. He's behind the front 3 essentially, right? So if Liverpool don't buy an adequate replacement, which you guys don't think they will, right? The 2 options are Ox and Lallana. Do you really think Liverpool are going to get top 4?
I
didn't think we get top 4 at the start of the season. I definitely don't think now.
I think you can still get it.
Okay, let's talk about Marquinhos.
I think you might buy maybe 1 or 2. You could buy 1 or 2 squad players. You could buy something. But I would rest assured, I would be surprised if you don't have like a Thomas Lemar, someone like that lined up, or someone.
Thomas Lemar would actually make the most sense,
or
to be honest.
someone, or just someone.
Well, he plays as number 10 and as
the
wing.
Goretzka thing now. Rumors he's going to Bayern, but nothing's signed. He's a free transfer, and he is very, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned him actually in the summer.
Is he not
a possible replacement for Phil? Our first show.
Is he number 10 or what?
Yep. If you listen back to our first show and you was listening,
I remember.
I said he's a perfect place for Phil. Go for him.
I remember.
So, and he's free. So, like you have a bit more pulling power with the money as well.
Speaking
Klopp is huge.
Speaking of people that are free, the most ongoing saga of this window is going to be Sanchez. And what we've learned so far is that he is potentially, a lot of outlets were reporting that he agreed personal terms with City, and that it was just a matter of the asking fee. City were willing to bid 20. Arsenal softened their stance on it being 35, so they were going to meet somewhere in the middle. Then it came out today that United were going to offer higher wages, bid 25, and offer Mkhitaryan. To not as a swap deal or anything like that, but offer Arsenal first refusal if they want to make a bid for Mkhitaryan. Do you see Sanchez leaving, and where will he go?
I think he'll go to City in this window because Jesus is out for 2 months, and Guardiola.
That's a very good question. They were linked to him. They were linked to him since the summer, right? Yeah. And we're looking at.
They had a bid in for him, and Arsenal after faffing around with Lamar, not paying 40 million, and then having to pay 70 million the last day, and they couldn't get it done.
If you include the number 10 position, right, the top 4 forward positions, they've got already 9 players that could play there. If Jesus did not get injured, do you think they would have gone in for him?
Yes. I think they might have definitely inquired, but I don't know. That's why.
But now it's
I think City. I think Guardiola will be ruthless about it.
Did you hear they want 20 million for Walcott?
For Champions League.
So Walcott to Southampton, is it?
He's linked with Southampton. He's linked with Everton.
Everton, that's right.
A few Italian clubs as well. He looks dreadful.
I think the Sanchez thing as well, though. I don't think, even if Arsenal get a better deal, I don't think they'll sell to Man United. Not after the Van Persie thing,
where they made their money.
I think like what are they going to make out of it? They'll make maybe an extra 5 million out of Sanchez. It's nothing, right? If they sell to Man United. First of all, I think Sanchez wants to go to City, and second, the Van Persie thing. it was like every Arsenal fan said that was the end of Arsenal being a challenge club.
But City are more of a threat than United.
No, City are gone. Man United are more a rival.
Yeah,
still.
but Sanchez will be there next year too.
Yeah, but they can't control if Sanchez leaves in the summer because he'll still pick.
Yeah, I know. No, but they're always going to take money. They're always going to take the money now while they can.
Yeah, but if City will, if they go to City, look, Man United are offering this. Will you do a counter offer? We'll sell to you.
Oh damn!
I think they'd rather sell.
I don't think Arsenal's owner gives a shit.
Yeah, you're giving credit to the rivalry that is no longer the same as it used to be.
No, I think it's the Van Persie thing though that they sold before and it completely backfired.
I didn't really.
It did. He won.
They finished in the same position. They it literally did nothing. It won United their last league.
He literally romped the title home himself.
Yeah, but Arsenal weren't going to challenge for that title.
No,
the shit league this year.
It was bad shit.
Speaking of transfers that almost went through in the summer and didn't, but did now, Barkley to Chelsea.
The mayor of Liverpool wrote to the FA because Everton got like 8 million for this transfer. The agent got 7.
It's a Harry Kewell gig, is it?
It's a Harry Kewell gig. So the mayor, I can't remember his name.
He was only 8 million.
15.
It was 15, but 7 went to the agent.
Oh, right.
And then he also didn't move for 35 million on the summer.
So
he cost the club about 20 million.
Didn't he do a medical at Spurs? And Spurs were like deadly. And then he was like,
no, that was Chelsea.
No, he did one at Spurs, and then he went to go to Chelsea instead. Then failed the medical at Chelsea, and then goes, actually, wait a minute, I think I'll stay.
Yeah.
And then sat in reserves and didn't do anything for 6 months, and is miraculously fine.
Can I ask a question? Now. If it was 15 and 7 went to the club and 1 went...
7 went to the agent, 8 went to...
8 went to...
Everton.
Okay, gotcha. It's a weird one, isn't it?
For 15 million, he's definitely worth a punt for anyone.
They're desperate for a striker,
because he's got a lot of natural ability, but I think he's a bit of a scumbag.
Did you see the story coming out of Everton's AGM and what their owner said regarding Lukaku?
Oh, go on, do the voodoo now then.
Just that they had a meeting and there's like, here's your big money contract to stay at Everton there, Lukaku, and he goes, I can't. Just off the phone with my mother. She's had a voodoo. I have to sign for Chelsea. Which he didn't do. So his mother must be very upset. Or the story is incredibly racist.
It is. And he's come out...
Is he not Russian owner, isn't he?
No, I don't think so.
It does, well, anyway.
Bill Kenwright, and there's a Russian guy as well.
So Lukaku said that he's looking into how to sue, basically now, because he's Roman Catholic and he thinks it's incredibly racist.
Do you also see the Everton fans that got the jersey of their new player and spelt it wrong?
Who? Oh, the guy they bought from
Besiktas,
yes.
Right. One of the many.
Do we have him here? No.
Sink something.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of names today that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Why did they spell it wrong? How did this happen? Just you got the first jersey. You know the way they always sort of do this, and it's just like, you got the first jersey with his name on it. Like,
I heard something as well about Barkley was demanding 2 things to stay in the summer. They gave him both and he left. Did you read into this?
No, I didn't.
I meant to send it to one of you guys. I didn't actually get a chance to see what they were. So sticking with Chelsea, definitely desperate for a forward. Morata's been trashed the last 2 months. Bakayoko coming off the bench, Batshuayi coming off the bench, has done nothing as well, even though that was, he was doing stuff at the start of the season. Andy Carroll.
Well, West Ham are selling all their strikers.
Yeah, they asked.
Carroll,
they do that.
Carroll's up for sale. Hernandez, they've said, is anyone wants him? He's yours.
6 months.
Take a cheeky bid for
Diafrasako. I tell you, he's actually is a good option on the bench for a big team.
I'm up for this Sacco deal because then Crystal Palace will have 3 Sackos.
Yeah, that is fucking amazing.
Yeah, Sacco going to Palace.
Needs more Sacco.
And the other guy...
It's like the dream of them Dembele's playing together.
Yeah. Is there another one as well? They're selling all their strikers. Moyes says, we've got too many strikers, so I'm going to sell all of them.
Which one of you two told me that they've the turnover has been 44 strikers in the last 8 seasons or something? That can't be real.
No, it is.
Fucking alright. Why are they doing this? Also, Andy Carroll getting his first and second goal to win the game for West Ham against...
Is that the West Brom match where James McClean got his house robbed after scoring a goal? The most James McClean goal of all time.
Yeah. It was the most Did he really get his house robbed? That's terrible.
He did. He also did something else.
But Andy Carroll scored...
I think because he put a picture of his tattoo of his leg up on Twitter.
He does that.
It was like Londonderry, and there was like an Irish flag or something.
But didn't the guys who robbed his house then take a picture inside his house?
I don't know.
Classy. Let's get back here really quick to Andy Carroll. Is it insane or could it work?
Well, I don't think Conte is buying these players. Like, there's no way.
He has openly said he has nothing to do with this.
Oh yeah. Well, like even
Sorry,
like
just clarify. Not this. All of the
well,
transfers.
go back like losing Matic and getting Bakayoko. Bakayoko is absolutely useless.
He does
He's
like
terrible.
to try hard, though. I sort of
He's
like him.
useless. He just runs around.
It's getting a hard rap.
Like in that mad Arsenal game, just was before New Year's, wasn't it? Or was it after New Year's?
was after New Year's.
The 2-2.
Yeah.
That was like Bakayoko was in midfield, just running around. He was terrible.
He's not that bad.
Match
Oh,
was
he's
mad.
not
was
good.
That was
He's
the
not
second.
good.
That was the second match at the Emirates where I thought Arsenal were quite good.
Third match,
And
Man
didn't get a
United.
result. No, I was including Man United.
And Liverpool.
No, the Liverpool
For-
match, Liverpool outplayed them. I just mean, like, Arsenal looked to play better, but the other
The
teams
3-3 against Liverpool remind me of like Istanbul.
Wait,
It's
what
like,
are we talking
your
about?
team
Are
were
we
in
still
so
talking
much
about Bakayoko?
control, and then for 5 minutes, it went
we were
insane.
talking about that Arsenal-Chelsea match.
Oh, sorry. We'll get to the
The
actual
show was wild.
football. It's fucking wild.
But,
We'll get to the actual football in a second.
He's like, well, he wanted Llorente, didn't get him. So maybe, well, for some reason they want to get
Yeah.
a target man.
He wanted another
'cause
tall
that's
hand
exactly
man.
what Liverpool or Chelsea like to
Well,
do,
that's
right?
what they're getting. Andy Carroll. They want Llorente. Costa's gone now, who's already causing it.
Look, the only way they're getting goals
Causing
is
a run.
Azpilicueta crossing the ball to Morata's head.
Do you want to save Costa for your hero or villain, or will we talk about him now?
I did. We can talk about it whenever.
even in a
Were you going to pick him?
well, yeah, but like he's a
Okay,
bit
well,
of-
no, we'll leave it then.
Is
We'll
he
leave
hero or a villain? I like Costa.
I think he's absolutely hero to me. He did the most Diego Costa thing of all time. So
Yeah, and he's playing for like a minnow team now. So that's got the 2 Champions League finals. But, like, so he's more of a cult hero now. You know, when he's
Yeah.
shelling for Chelsea, he's a bollocks. But when you're playing for
yeah, he's far more likable. Let's see what else do we have here.
Unlike Griezmann,
so
but I'm sure we're talking
Dan, you mentioned Sacco to Crystal Palace, which would be the third Sacco. This is a weird one to me. The cock. Wenger has lost his cock to Valencia for 12 million.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird. It is a weird one.
Why?
Like he's the only. Like he's not good, but like
Like-
he's the only DM they actually have. Like,
Yeah, Wenger has like played him so. Like he was such a fan of him. Like, do you remember when he just broke into the team out of nowhere and Wenger just kept playing him?
Well, he was playing well, and what happened to him was Cazorla got injured, and hasn't played since.
Yeah.
And then Coquelin's like, well, I don't know how to pass the ball. I don't know how to do anything. All I do is just win it and give it to him. So it was a good partnership, but then. Like he is what he is. He's honest. He runs around, kicks people,
Yeah.
gets a tackle in. He's a good signer of Valencia, but like he is what he is. Like he's not good.
I just
but
always
he's
thought
effective. But
I
he's
always
not
thought
good.
that Wenger had a hard on for his cock.
Is Wenger going to leave Arsenal
Yes.
in a worse state than when he took over?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I'm not-
I've said that. I've said that.
A
to
worse
mates
state than when
earlier
he took
today.
over.
Yeah.
Because Ozil, like, if he leaves this summer, which everyone's talking about now, because of course they are, but it looks like
we
they,
need to talk about that.
it looks like they gave him a 2-year deal, because if they gave him 1-year deal, it would all come up again. And they've started buying a load of people, like
They've got their head
slash
scouts,
directors of
director of
head
football.
scouts.
All
But-
those guys are coming in.
So Ozil and Sanchez will be gone, you have to assume, unless they give Ozil a load of money. Just
I
to
think
stay.
Ozil might stay.
They gave Lacazette a lot of money. He's in a lot of trouble because he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, and he's not very good.
And they're holding like Koscielny's like 31.
Koscielny can't play football anymore.
Yeah,
Koscielny's
he's
having
terrible.
his dip year.
He's terrible.
Mertesacker's dead.
I played football on Monday night and I felt so bad because I was the slowest person on the pitch. I can only imagine how Mertesacker feels.
They sold Ox.
Except
They
he's won the World
sold
Cup, so,
Cock. They might sell Walcott.
Czech is one of the worst goalkeepers in the league.
Well,
He's
okay.
just bad at saving penalties.
But
And
seriously, like,
saving in general.
what do they do if Sanchez and Walcott go? Like, what do they
Well,
have?
that's no loss to Walcott.
Well, I
They'll
could
lose
see
a mascot.
Arsenal literally have an actual mass clear out.
But what can they do in January? Like, what do they have then? They have who? Like, is
Well,
that
they're
an
getting,
Ozil?
possibly he's got Malcolm guy could be coming in.
Welbeck. Oh, Malcolm. So Malcolm is...
Thomas Lamar.
What
I
do
think
we-
they might have a pop
Sammy
if
Lamar.
Sanchez goes.
I'm going to be honest here. I hadn't really heard of Malcolm until this rumour. He plays for
Bordeaux. And he's a
Bordeaux.
winger. And he's very fast.
You don't say.
I bought him in pro and never played him.
Okay.
He's a winger.
Do we know anything about him?
does the
He's just a
scouting
young
here
guy.
for the Gator.
But like
Huh?
I don't know. It's Brazilian winger. You get excited.
Brazilian winger. So he's new with Lucas Moura or something. Except he's left-footed.
And Ancelotti has been the person tipped to take over from Arsene. And the weird thing about this, I think it's absolute bullshit, because the thing that Arsenal liked to brag about was the stability of the club and the fact that there was this vision and the fact that he's outlasted after Ferguson. He's outlasted everybody else. In like, every team has had a million managers since Arsene took over, including United now. Ancelotti's not going to be fucking in for the long haul, right?
Well, Ancelotti's the best thing Ancelotti does is take a team and bring them together, and like he motivates good players.
He's a setup man for the eventual successor to Wenger, is what you're saying.
Not even that. I don't think he
No.
could do the job there. I don't know who could, like, get Brendan Rodgers in or something. I have no idea who takes over that mess and can stabilise
I
it.
think Ancelotti would be good. I think he'd be the perfect guy actually, because
What
if
about
you look at right, first of all, maybe Wenger
Simone.
has been a fan of Ancelotti because Ancelotti's always been in a job. So anytime his contract's been up, Ancelotti's been in a job, and maybe he couldn't go.
Is it not going to get...
He got sacked earlier this season. I think there is definitely movement with Arsenal because I think they realise now they're actually not making profits anymore.
But
so
hold on.
I think Stan Kroenke's going to go, wait a minute, we're actually not making money as we should be, so we need to get back in Champions League.
But back to the Ancelotti thing, like, surely they want to keep the club ethos of, like, you know, this long-term manager, this vision. Like, Ancelotti's...
If Wenger can't be there till he's 98, can he?
No, what I'm saying is, though, that Ancelotti is too old to be that guy.
Ancelotti's not that old.
How old is Ancelotti?
I don't know, he's early 60s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Is he not continuing with his acting career?
What about Simone?
No, completely wrong. Completely different ethos of football. Ancelotti will still play good football. He'll sort them out the back. He'll organise them. And a thing as well is I wouldn't go for anyone who you think is going to be very temperamental or is going to be anything that's going to be causing division or anything like that. Like if you look at anyone who they don't think, if you don't think they're ever going to get like a guy who is just a short-term gap, what you need is any sort of big managerial change. You look at Don Revie, who's probably the first one with Clough coming in, disaster, right? You look at it with when Pacey left, Dalglish went in, did well, and then left, and Graham Souness came in, disaster. Alex Ferguson left Moyes, disaster. Mourinho left Chelsea. They were in the wilderness.
But this is
really
what I'm asking John. Then
No,
is Ancelotti a setup guy?
No, I think he's a guy who's so experienced.
Full term.
Will if you gave him a 4-year contract, but managers don't last more than 4 years these days. They don't.
Could you see him lasting? I bet you Klopp will. Can you see him lasting more than 5 years at Arsenal?
If he won stuff, yeah.
Do you see anybody lasting more than 5 years at Arsenal?
I don't see really anyone lasting 5 years.
Do you know who I'd give it to? Jose Mourinho.
Just stop.
Jose Mourinho would want to win a league with Arsenal despite Wenger more than any other person in the entire world.
That wouldn't happen because Wenger would have a say.
Speaking of...
But
Ancelotti is 58.
I think Ancelotti... What is he?
58.
There you go. He's not old at all. I said early 60s. I thought he was 61. He's perfect for that job. He's experienced. He's won Champions Leagues everywhere he's gone except for Chelsea. He's won leagues everywhere he's gone. He's a winner.
So he's 13 years younger than Wenger? Or how old is Wenger? Get on it, John.
I don't know. I think Wenger's like 70 or something, is he?
Well, speaking...
But I think Ancelotti is the guy. If they can get him, he's not in a job, and they've lost every big manager they possibly
and he won't be in a job.
They could have got Klopp. They could have got anyone.
Wenger is one of 2 companies that manufacture Swiss Army knives. I may have Googled the wrong thing.
Okay, we'll give you a little bit more time on that. Speaking of Mourinho, a war of words with Conte. He brought up match fixing that Conte experienced, or was accused of being in the know.
Can I go through this?
Okay.
So Mourinho, the results haven't been great lately. So he came out and he goes, because the Daily Mail did a thing on him not enjoying Manchester and gets flights out every other day.
He lives in a hotel.
And they're like, how he won't
like
last
the major
season.
from Fawlty Towers.
So then someone asked him, going, here, why are you so miserable? And he goes, I'm not miserable. I'm enjoying myself. I just don't have to act like the clowns around me in the thing. Yeah. And then he threw the bait out there. And like when I read it, I was like, that's a dig at Klopp. He was a bit of a clown.
That's absolutely.
But Conte, who's not a fan of Mourinho, was like, well, what did he say again? Oh, he goes, maybe he has Alzheimer's because he clearly forgets the stuff he did.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then Mourinho came out with like almost an apology. He goes, well, maybe you should apologise to Conte for asking him a question because I clearly wasn't talking about him. Like, so I have not forgotten the things I've done. I've apologised. I'm many things. But one thing I have not been done is charged for match fixing.
Okay.
Which Conte was, but it was Italy. So it was sort of like, no, I didn't. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
And this was pre-Juventus, probably pre-hair transplant. And it wasn't that I think his team were involved in a match fixing allegation, but that he was in the know of another match that was fixed. It was very... Yeah. It really wasn't too much dirt in terms of him. But anyway, and then we got the little man comment.
And then
it's probably the best insult you can call anybody, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, little man.
To be fair to Mourinho, though, he's completely lost the plot now. Like, he's completely gone mad.
This like he has. You live in a fucking hotel.
He is the major.
He is the major.
He is. Like, I couldn't believe, only heard last week he was still living in that hotel. I just presumed over summer he got a house.
No.
He doesn't want to be there.
That's why people think he's giving out.
He's giving out about referees. He's no players. He's injuries. He's giving out about ball boys. He's given out every single fucking thing he gave out. He doesn't have enough money.
I think Zlatan broke his heart.
It's just unreal. Like he's gone mad.
I think he's.
He will not be there next year. He will.
I think
Man United fans. I don't know one Man United fan who was happy with him. I don't know one.
Jesse Lingard.
Lingard. I'm going to say Lingard's playing very well.
Incredible.
Playing very well. But
him and Sterling on each wing for the World Cup.
Who starts as a number 10 for England? Is it Ali or Lingard?
Ali, Lingard, and Sterling on the wings.
Jesus,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Ali they don't have a striker though, right?
I'd play Ali and Kane.
Ari. Yeah, Ali behind Kane because they know that. The two fast lads who score goals on the wings. Then let's see, what would their midfield be? Drinkwater.
No, it'll be Henderson and Dyer probably.
You can't
Chelsea midfield of Barkley and Drinkwater.
Barkley, yeah, that's yeah. Barkley, Drinkwater.
That's very Italian.
Kyle Walker. Stones.
Cahill probably.
Yeah. No, Cahill doesn't even play anymore.
Yeah. Well. Speaking of centre half who play for Chelsea, that Christensen fella looks very good.
He's great.
He's a very good ball player.
Chelsea have loads of good defenders.
Is linked with City or Arsenal?
Yeah, what a comeback for Johnny Evans.
They might throw Debussy in Arsenal and give him like 10 million or something.
Okay, one last thing before we talk about football. Oh no, wait.
What have we been doing?
What have we been doing?
Oh, sorry, football matches. Actually, no, there's way more here. We'll keep with the managerial theme. Mark Hughes sacked. We never talked about Sparky.
Did you see that they announced that Mark Hughes was sacked, the Stoke website, but on the same homepage they announced that they were looking for an electrician. So they've after sacking two Sparkies.
or else Mark Hughes actually was Sparky, you know.
He was double
Sparky,
jobbing.
the electrician.
He was double jobbing.
He wasn't doing a very good job managing the
team. Remember Niall Quinn was manager and chairman of Sunderland. Like,
yeah,
ridiculous.
There's no conflict of interest.
He
was
first team scout. He was coach.
He would have been player manager.
He did the announcers. He played up front for half an hour. Like he was doing everything.
Oh, we missed because of our Christmas break. There was a player manager in the.
There was a brief player manager, Leon Britton.
Him hugging Klopp is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in real life.
Why is that?
Because there's about a 4 foot height difference.
Oh, there is.
You know what the best part was? That McBurridge, that fella, Scott, the guy with the red hair and the shorts,
his debut.
and the milk bottle fucking legs.
He was wearing. He was absolutely wearing no shin guards.
What was he, McBurridge? What the hell's his name?
McBargerlin or something.
Football's gone a bit mad the last few weeks. Like the Fleetwood Town goalkeeper won a lifetime or a year's supply of pizza.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, for keeping a clean sheet in the worst match.
That was my hero.
The match that BBC had built as like the Jamie Vardy homecoming, left at home. So everyone was there watching Leicester Fleetwood 0-0, absolutely like watching the pizza man. Hopefully he gets a clean sheet. He made a good save.
It's like the fourth round last year with the Sutton goalkeeper.
It's
the fifth. Was the fifth round? Fifth round, yeah. The goalkeeper eating the pie.
Yeah, when he got
then he got sacked.
Yeah.
I did a pub. No, I didn't do it. I did a quiz on New Year's, and it came up. What did he eat?
Yeah.
On the sideline.
Yeah.
And there was
how specific did it have to be?
Well, most people said pie.
Yeah.
But one person said a Cornish pasty.
And that's the correct answer.
It's not the correct answer.
What's the correct answer?
Well,
a scouse pie.
A Cornish pasty is something else completely different.
What kind of pie was it?
A pucka pie.
What was it? Just pie?
Yeah, pie was accepted.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, Cornish pasty and pie are very different things. That's fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
all right. Anyway, look, what this Neville. Do we have anybody linked to Stoke?
The current Ireland manager and assistant.
Oh,
Kike Sanchez Flores as well.
Segue.
It's always him.
Now, well, obviously,
it's always him.
If Stoke had a brain now, they'd get Flores and not Martin O'Neill.
He's apparently for the summer though.
And then Martin O'Neill's who's going to take over for 6 months? Like they are dog shit trouble.
Who's going to sign Shaqiri?
You can see 5 goals every game.
Well, they're playing Peter Crouch up.
Who's going to sign Shaqiri?
He'll stay there till.
Liverpool
would replace him for Coutinho.
We did want him 3 years ago, much like we wanted Salad 3 years ago.
That's when our team was like nonsense and you were taking anything. He's not like.
That's when Martin Kelly was ready in '92.
You just want someone who'll shoot a thunder bastard.
Yeah, I do exactly. Do you think Shaq at a number 10 would be brilliant?
No.
What the fuck?
No, Shaq wouldn't.
He's got the same. He's slow.
He's got the same.
Slow. He's got the same center of gravity, low center of gravity.
He's got big legs.
He might look quick on Match of the Day, but that's because he's playing for Stoke. He's running beside Charlie Adam, and he looks like the Roadrunner.
Yeah, and Whelan.
Charlie Adams
Whelan's a villain now.
Oh, sorry.
Charlie Adam couldn't run 5 years ago when he was playing for Liverpool.
It's true.
And he's still starting Premier League matches.
That's because he's got the very well.
Is Glenn Whelan still starting for them, or is he somewhere else?
So that's
Villa. I just said it.
I thought so too.
That shows how bad Stoke.
Because he has a wand of a left foot, is what he starts.
They're always last on Match of the Day. I'm too tired.
Nobody knows anything about the Stoke team. The only good player they have is Allen.
Okay, is this just a product of today's rumours, or is there any credence to Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane being
know
linked?
for a fact it's not looking good for any fans.
What do you know?
Come on,
source that has never once been correct on the show.
Wait, was there not something about Stephen Ward that you had a source on?
Yeah,
is that right or wrong?
He's been playing with he's been injured for 3 months because he had to get surgery. Mm-hmm. And as Ireland didn't qualify for the World Cup, he decided to get it, and he could come home for Christmas.
Come on, give us the source. Give us the scoop.
Well, it does. He is in talks. O'Neill is 100% in talks in Stoke.
Yeah,
Stoke.
This is known. Yeah.
And
is Keane with him? Did Keane just drive him there as a buddy?
Keane is looking out for himself. I think he wants the Ireland gig, but I think if he gets a nice deal with Stoke, he'll go with O'Neill. Well, O'Neill wants to keep him. He wants to bring his whole staff. He wants to bring Steve Halford, Steve Guppy. He wants to bring them all from Ireland. So Ireland will have a completely new coach and staff. I don't think it's a bad idea for Ireland, to be honest. I think it's just done. I think
time to go.
we're done. It's just time to move on. Mick McCarthy is favourite for the job. I don't think we're going to get him.
Mr. Top.
I'd love the guy you want as Arsenal's manager, Brendan Rodgers. I think he would be absolutely brilliant.
He no reason to take it.
No.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to leave
That's
Celtic.
why Roy Keane and Martin O'Neill want to go over there, because if you go to Stoke and you keep them up, you've got jobs for life in the Premier League. The Ireland manager gets you nothing.
Well, what would happen if O'Neill left and we kept Keane? Like, it's the same voice. It's the same voice in the dressing room. You know what I mean?
I don't really think it matters. I think that the Ireland team is dreadful. And I think Martin O'Neill did wonders with a very poor team.
Like,
and I don't
Chris Hughton, I'd love to get as well, but I don't know if he'd leave.
Well, Sanchez Flores is right now the bidding favourite for the Stoke job as of the recording of this show. Just so you know.
Well, O'Neill thing as well. He said, in September, I'm going to sign a contract. It's verbally agreed.
Yeah.
This is 4 or 5 months on. He hasn't signed it. He's clearly not committed. He's not.
Marco Grujic is either going to go to loan to Villa, West Ham or Huddersfield.
Don't believe any of this.
Do we have... what's this Rooney rule?
The what?
The Rooney rule.
Oh, it's
something
black
about
managers or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So why is it called the Rooney rule?
I think it has to be there's no black managers in the Premier League and Football League or something. There's only been 4 black managers in the last 20 years, and it's Chris Powell, the guys at QPR, and the guy Terry Connor came in. Remember he came in at Wolves?
Yeah, it was so sad.
And who's the guy who came in at QPR when an Ari Redknapp got the sick?
Paul Ince not count.
Paul Ince, that's 4.
It's Chris Hutton.
Chris Hughton, 5.
Excuse me.
But literally that's it. There's none.
Yeah, so they have to be interviewed, basically.
Okay, but why is it called the Rooney rule?
I have no idea.
Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, this is kind of... I don't know. I'm confused. Okay, so we have written down here wacky transfer of the week. Do we have any wacky transfers of the week? Is there anything we haven't talked about?
Not really, no.
Okay, well, let's move on to... let's just not talk about the Premier League until we do goals of the week and stuff like that. There's just too much has happened, and we can look forward to what is coming up. But we will talk about the Carabao Cup because of the VAR that's been used in it. Manchester City scraping past Bristol with a late winner from Aguero. And tell me, was the VAR used at all?
It's only small things. It was used in the...
I know it was used in the next
Chelsea match, you know. The thing in the Chelsea match, and it was used in the Brighton Crystal Palace game, which I think they'd purposely pick because no one's going to watch on Monday night in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of these matches.
So the
Sorry.
Chelsea-Arsenal game...
You're going to have a rose.
We saw the Hazard penalty with Bellerin.
Yes.
It was kind of was it a penalty? It was very much debated. The same thing happened, and he didn't give a penalty.
Yeah.
But this one definitely wasn't one.
Yeah.
But it was a similar kind of incident, and he didn't give one. So it's kind of... The inconsistencies are still there. There's 1 or 2 others they did go to it.
Do you like it? I found it very exciting.
I thought it was good because it didn't actually take too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought when Chelsea were want to take a corner,
and
then the ref goes, "Wait a minute, there now, I have to look at his replay."
Yeah,
and the fans
it's really exciting.
And Fabregas is I need to take this corner. We need to get on with it.
Yeah.
You know, we need to push.
He was always going to add it on, but still.
No, but it was the game was stopped, and then he goes, "Actually, Fabregas, take that corner there. It's fine."
Yeah,
he was just
but that's cool. That's what
I know,
it is.
but it was kind of. It did you could tell in the game. It did kind of slow it up a bit.
Can I tell you why it could be a good thing?
Was made.
Can I tell you why it'd be a good thing?
The referee didn't even spot the incident. That's the whole thing.
Oh, I know.
The linesman spotted it.
Yeah, and then requested that he looks for that they have the whatever he is now,
Yeah.
the sixth official look at the footage. Here's what I like about it. When it comes to like big decisions towards the end of the games, it's going to give the players a nice little rest. So in the sense that there'll probably be more high octane finishes to matches, I would say.
No, I'd say
come
I'd say the more tired people are, the more mistakes we made, and that'll lead to more goals. To be honest,
Yeah, but you
like
know,
if you have a tired
that's
defense
fine.
and they're wrecked,
yeah,
that's when goals are going to
yeah,
go
but they'd
in.
appreciate the 3 minute. Oh wait, I need to look at this. It's not going to be 3 minutes, but it'll still be a little break.
Yeah, but like, look, everything's gone fine with it, but you know, I still think they'll probably maybe work it out. Like if they're going to do every decision, or if
They're
it's
not-
just
they're not.
penalty box decisions, which is probably the right call.
It's only decisions that. But this whole
affect
thing,
the
everyone's
goal.
saying that.
But again, how far do you bring it back? It's one of those things. It's like, you know, the play could have gone on 30 seconds, and the linesman could be like, "Hey, look, I think I saw something there. That could have been a penalty."
Yeah.
and then these guys could be through and goal and score.
Well,
So how far do you bring it back?
Well, here's the thing. There's
still a grey area.
There's going to
there
be
that
kinks,
needs to be.
yeah, but as it goes on, they'll get more used to how to do it, right? And I think that the rule of thumb should simply be, if one of the officials disagrees with the decision official made, that you bang it on the headset, pause, and then
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Look, all decisions seem to be going right anyway. But
I think
I'm sure
it's-
something will. Like,
there
we'll
will
find out
be.
if they do it at the World Cup or not, or whatever happens there.
Well,
but-
there will be absolute calamity. That's for sure. So with the replays,
or
Chelsea
the second legs.
second leg. Sorry, excuse me. Arsenal will be hosting Chelsea, and Bristol will be hosting Man City. There won't be any VAR in the Bristol Man City match because Bristol's ground aren't equipped for it.
That's another aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if Bristol get promoted this season?
Yeah, who knows?
Like Ashton Gate.
Well, they're not going to use it for every Premier League game next season. It's still too early, right? So
Again, how can you only use it for some games? And that goes, oh, well, you guys had, all the big teams had the video replays.
oh well, the point is
And
they're
then the
using
small
it.
teams don't. So it's like,
Well, the point is they're using it in this cup because,
yeah, well, it's a good experience. It's the
yeah,
best chance they can use
it's
it.
the only place they can
But no,
use it.
and you're saying if a small team gets promoted, like a Bristol, or there could be, any shit team that gets promoted from Championship whose stadium is like pathetic. Like,
Dan, it's just the way it's going to have to go. But they're going to try and make sure that they all have it. But it will take a while.
Ellen Road have it.
no, it's not the Championship.
Ellen Road got an England friendly. next
We
week.
did, yeah.
What's this?
Costa Rica, they're playing England.
That's nice.
Remember
Yeah.
the great 0-0 match in the World Cup?
That was some match, wasn't it?
I didn't even watch it.
No, I didn't watch it.
It's Luke Shaw's only England cap though.
Oh, really? Was it?
Hmm.
Okay.
Right, yeah, he played that game.
Right, let's have a quick look at the old fantasy chat. Oh, no, actually, before we do, let's have a little preview of next week's Premier League fixtures. So, obviously, the big game is, I guess, Liverpool and City, right? That's on Sunday when I'm getting the fixtures up
Yes.
here.
Salah.
Don't fucking blow it yet, mate. Don't blow it yet. We'll do that later. So, anyway, predictions? Predictions on that one first.
I think Liverpool will get a result because Man City, I can't remember last time they won a game at Anfield. I honestly, I can't remember. And even the game you played at the Etihad, until Mane got sent off, that was very much in the balance.
Yeah.
And it was very much a flawed 5-0. Like, once it went 1-0, 2-0, it was like, all right, these guys are going to
Yeah.
like literally kill you. And they did. And they did very well when it was 10 men. But I think if you guys score first, which I think you could, because Bristol had a go with them, and City's performances have dropped.
Yes.
I think they're looking maybe a little bit tired. I think you can see it just around the Christmas. Once they beat Man United, I think that was huge. Like, they only beat Newcastle 1-0. Last minute miss by Mihailovic for the Crystal Palace. 2-1 against Bristol. I don't know. I just think that they could be got at. And I think if you get at them, they're back four.
Yeah.
I think you really just have to go for it. And I think you could beat them.
I think they'll beat us. I think the defense is looking a bit more solid lately, but the midfield is absolutely useless. And
Ours-
City's midfield is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this.
You've got Ox still trying to learn what he's doing. Lallana is maybe
Lallana's
half the
finished.
player he was. No, he's not finished. I'm just
He
taking
looks
a
like he's
Well,
very-
he's not
very-
fully fit.
He looks
He's not
terrible,
fully fit,
but that's fine. Chan.
He looks terrible.
you know.
He does actually look. That fucking hair needs to
Yeah,
go.
he's very.
Chan's not smart enough to play against City.
Um,
Ronaldo might play.
Yeah.
I'd
like-
say you'll
like-
go.
Millie?
Chan.
Like there's no midfield. Like
I'd say you'll
Milner.
go. Is Henderson fit?
No.
No, like
So
there's-
I think you'll go Chan, Wijnaldum,
There's no midfield that Liverpool.
Ox and the 3. Ox and the 3.
Maybe Ox.
Yeah, there's no midfield.
Like
Liverpool
there's a
can
lot
put
of
out
legs
that
in there. You know what I mean?
That's definitely what it will
There's
be.
a lot of legs.
That's definitely.
They're your 3 runners.
Virgil's first Premier League game?
Are you happy with that signing?
Like City.
Yeah.
Like
He's great.
He scored a winner in a derby. He's fine.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. Him and Matip, all the way.
Like,
I think him and Gomez is the way to go.
Well,
next
yes,
season.
yes, yeah, so do I. But Kleiny seems to be dead. So.
like this
Where is he?
This is a Liverpool midfield that
Injured
was
forever.
caught out by a Phil Jagielka counter-attack on Friday. I have no real confidence they're going to be able to keep
That
out.
was fucking.
Yeah.
I came